What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Payne, and welcome back to another reverse 1999 video. Alright guys, on the challenge account, I did post a little community post showing that I completed UTTU 30 with 3 and 4 star units, and I'm going to show you guys how I did it and what I used to get that done. It was actually a pretty fun challenge, not gonna lie. So I have been working on getting some of the cards. There are a specific setup that I used. So let's go ahead and look at it, and I'll show you guys exactly what the setup is and how I got it done and what I did in order to do so. So you guys can see here, this is the setup here. Okay, so I can't change the lineup. I'm gonna show you guys what I did. So first off, Pavia using Lelani. Not even the gold one, it's just the second one, and then the Regulus Fame card. Now the reason why this is very important to note is that Lelani gives you every round. Like here, let me see if I can go back. Let me go back here and show you guys this way. Lelani for every round gives you. Let's go to the card. Probably easier that way. After the caster takes action, damage dealt is increased to 3%. Now, if you had the Fame card at the max level, this goes to 4%, which is even way better and way easier, right? And then the Regulus card, while lightning in the Tempest Gold, after the caster takes action, critical rate and critical damage is increased by 3%. So it's very, very important. You'll see in the actual replay how I did it and what the purpose is. The goal here is to do as many turns with Pavia as possible to build these two things up. So the damage dealt and the crit rate and crit damage. So these three things up, sorry. So that's what I use on him. Twin Sleeves is there for one reason and one reason only, and that's the debuff at the very, very end. I put Schneider on all three of my units. You guys can see here the reason why Schneider is on there for all three units is in case they die, they recover 50% of their lost HP, and then they trigger an additional 20% increase in damage. It actually never ended up happening this whole fight. So, and then they all have, two of them have a small wish, which is gold. If no action is taken this round, they recover 35% of their HP. Sometimes that's the case. I don't take action and they just recover HP. It's a good way to have an emergency heal in case you need it. Same thing with LaSource. I've got herself with a couple of different things. So Schneider as well, and then a regular schedule. At the start of every second round, the caster gets the rightmost incantation to +1 star. This is good for the healing in case, again, there's an emergency. And then, of course, I've got myself Nick Bottoms here. I don't even think this matters, to be honest, but I have it on there in case. The duration of ultimate +1 round. It just gave an extra round for the immunity, which was actually super important. So it actually does matter. And then, of course, Schneider here. Now, Nick Bottoms plays kind of an MVP role here because his ultimate not only gives a shield, but it gives immunity, which doesn't allow Eagle to do any super weakness on usually Pavia, who he targets. She targets, sorry. And the special isn't cast at all, so you're avoiding a massive amount of damage here. So let's go ahead and jump in. I'll jump in. Actually, before I do that, just so you guys are aware, Pavia here is level 50. He's the only Resonant 10 I have. Everyone else is Resonant 7, I believe. 7, and I believe Nick is also 7. So really not much going on here in terms of their resonance. And then, of course, for Psycubes, I've got Luxurious Leisure, Footloose. This is, I think, her second life, yep, which is useless, actually, for this fight. I didn't even realize I had that on there. Should have been Laughter, but that's okay. We have that on Nick Bottom. So let's go into the fight. I'll show you guys quickly what I did here after the setup, and you guys can get a pretty decent understanding here of how this was done. Okay, so let's go ahead and start reading. And so again, the goal really was here is to push as much damage with Pavia as possible. And you guys will see the buff that's cast, right? When this happens, he gets these two buffs. Unsparing and Eagerness ×1, and AOC goes to ×2, and etc. This continues to stack the damage dealt, the crit rate, and the crit damage he does every single round. Now, you guys can see here, Nick Bottom will play a pretty heavy role. Like when she casts super weakness, you do a buff on Pavia who has it, bam. Resistance now 35% on all defense for reality and mental, and takes 35% less damage. So that's going to play a pretty major role in the keeping alive part. You can see there, like right there. Now with Pavia, I did also have the main card, which only requires 3 Moxies to do ultimate. I forgot to mention that. You also want to do his ultimates as much as you can in order to boost up his attack again, because you'll build that ultimate up super quick, right? So we're at now 5 Eagerness. You guys can see this, and the other one there, Unsparing. So again, ultimate done. Have the buff on Nick, whoever it's cast on, and they'll easily survive it, right? And then now it's on Twin Sleeps, and you guys can see here. I'm going to do all 3 of these because, again, you want to build that up. So now I'm at ×8, and Eagle here is now at ×10 damage taken. So it's important to just keep pressing that offense to make sure she also takes more damage. So this ultimate only did 28.6k, okay? You're going to see this is going to continue rising and rising and rising, and that's the goal. So here, no death, luckily. right? But if they did die, they would recover 50% HP anyways. So not a big deal. So here we did our first ultimate with Nick. Now this is why it's so important, okay? When you do this ultimate, look what happens. The shield and the immunity is on there. You can see the immunity is 4 turns. I think it's 4 turns or 3 turns. There's times 9, and then this is times 15. It's 5 turns actually, or 4 turns, yeah. So that extra turn for the ultimate. Now look, because she went to cast super weakness and it disappears. It does not affect. So now you're going to see Eagle's ultimate not work. It's a little trick I did the entire time to make this battle a lot easier. I learned this along the way. Nick actually ends up becoming a pretty big MVP fight for this and making life a lot easier to survive and keeping everybody up. So Schneider is there as an in case emergency. You guys can see here reality. I put reality on him just in case I didn't want him taking that extra damage. But again, look, super weakness gone. Does not affect. 2 more turns of that immunity. And again, Eagle keeps casting it on Pavia. Right now we're around 7 of 12, and we're still doing this damage with times 12 here, and this is times 19, and now we're times 13. This is times 20. Now look, this damage didn't crit this time, but it still did 27k. So you're gonna see here that damage is gonna go up and up and up, right? So their regular attacks, it's gonna try to do. So Nick's back up. You can see the ultimate's back up. Don't cast it. Oh, yeah, I do cast it right now because I have 1 turn left. So cast it again on Pavia. Again, you have Schneider to keep you alive in case. Immunity's back up to 4 turns. And again, Eagle for the whole round actually now at this point is going to just cast it on Pavia, and no special will be cast at all. See, super weakness not even affecting the whole fight. So just a little trick that I used. Honestly, Nick Bottoms I find is easily one of the best buffing units in the game, and I think that trick there will help a lot of you if you plan to do this, keep you alive. So here we're just doing a little bit of damage. Now you want to make sure Pavia's ultimate's built. We have it built. That's good. I think I end up changing cards here to get a little bit more Pavia cards, right? We're going to see here a little switch. There you guys go. And then I did it twice. So I got 2 more cards, and now I'm just doing extra damage at this point just to build it up. So we're at times 27 and 17 here. 28, 18. Now it's going to be 29 there. Okay, so times 29 damage, round 10. All right. So I pushed this all the way to the 12th round. So again, no ultimate being cast, super weakness, not a problem. And that goes all the way to the last round. Now look here. I'm building up times 2 for twin sleeps because I want that damage to be done and done heavily. And the reason why it's so important, right? I'm going to just pause for a second. As twin sleeps reduces minus 50% crit defense, which means any of my crits will do insane amount of damage at that point, and also will do mental damage weakness as well. So you're going to see minus mental mental defense as well. So you're going to see a lot of that damage come through because of that buff. All right, guys, here we go. So we're on round 10. I'm going to just show you guys the last little bit so you guys can see how I did it. So like I said, you build up these 2 here, debuffs, and then you have Pavia ready to do his ultimate. So this is round 11. Let's show you guys how I set this up, right? Here you guys go. So one more attack there. This pushes to 30 and 19. And then this gives twin sleeps their ultimate. And then this is what we end up doing, okay? So just you guys can see here. So we do a debuff first, right? You do this debuff first. And then, that debuff and Nightmare, and then the last ultimate. So this here hits for 5.4k. Now you got all the debuffs on there. Now remember, those debuffs will land for there's 20k right there, and then ultimate done. Bam. 107,000. 107,000 right there. You guys saw that, right? Pretty insane damage. That's more than the actual HP of that unit. So there you guys have it. Just wanted to show you guys how that's done. This is Payne. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll see you guys in the next one.